Hey, what's up again, my amped peeps? Great job worshiping today. So last week, here's what we talked about, was believing in the devil's lies versus living out God's promises. Today, we're actually going to talk more about sharing Jesus with others. Does anyone know what a chain reaction is? If you do, go ahead and raise your hand, wave your hand up in the air like you just don't care. There we go. All right, good job. I totally don't see you right now, but I'm going to pretend I do. So, a chain reaction is when one thing happens and that one thing causes another thing to happen. And then another thing. All of those things make what's called a chain of events. Okay? Everyone has heard about the ripple effect, right? Okay, that's just like when you take a rock and you throw it across the water and it leaves what's called a ripple effect. Basically, the water waves from where the rock has landed. Okay? The water ripples out several feet from where the rock splashes. There was an earthquake in today's story. That earthquake was the beginning of a chain reaction. Everybody say chain reaction. See, the earth shakes and it causes the foundation of a building to break into pieces. That causes the walls to bend and distort. Okay, I bet some of y'all have felt some Oklahoma earthquakes. They're not as crazy as this one in today's story. And that can break the windows and tear down the doors and their hinges. That's a chain reaction. That's a destructive chain reaction, but there are good ones too. When Jesus comes into our lives, not good earthquakes by the way, but when Jesus comes into our lives, it can cause a chain reaction. We're so happy about what Jesus has done for us. We get to go out and we get to share him with other people. Some of those people meet Jesus too, and then they start sharing him with other people around them who go out and they continue to share the gospel with more people. So if we will have the courage to go out and share Jesus wherever we go, before you know it, we'll have a chain reaction that shakes up the entire world. So let's see. Hey, watch this and see what happens.
2, 1.
Don't you love how it's a nice little shape of a heart there? You know, I had to do that because we're talking about sharing God's love. Just like noticing these dominoes knocking each other down, we can either help people draw closer to God, or like last week, we can push them away from God with the way that we live. So let's go ahead and jump into our Bible story. Miss Sarah is going to come up here and tell us about our Bible story today. It's going to be awesome.
All right, everybody say bottom line. Our bottom line today is we can share Jesus with others. Okay? Say it after me. We can share Jesus with others. Now, we've been going over some pretty weird stories that happen in the Bible. Some of them have been a little creepy, some of them kind of gross. Today is no different. Now, I want you to imagine this. I want you to imagine that you're in jail, but you haven't done anything wrong. You actually did something really good, but you're still in a jail cell. Well, that's where Paul and Silas found themselves in today's story, okay? But it's a huge chain of events, just like we talked about earlier, that happened after they got put into prison, all right? There's an earthquake, and it's all kinds of craziness. I want you guys to check it out. I want you guys to go to Acts chapter 16, verses 16 through 34. And I want you to read it for yourselves, but I'm going to tell it to you as well. Now, Paul and Silas, they traveled many, many places sharing the love of Jesus. Well, in one town that they were in, called the city of Philippi, they had been preaching the gospel, but there was a young woman who had an evil spirit in her, and she could tell the future. And so the people who owned her were trying to make money off of her. Well, she started following Paul and Silas around, and Paul finally got fed up and said, "You need to leave her. You evil spirit, you have to be gone." And that evil spirit left the girl. She was free. Well, I'm sure that girl was happy, but the people who owned her and were trying to make money off of her weren't. So they got mad and they formed an entire mob and they had him thrown into prison. Now, prison at that point in time was not a pleasant place. So they were in shackles, they were in chains, they couldn't do anything. They couldn't move around. But what they could do, they could pray and they could sing. And so that's what they did. They prayed to God, they sang hymns, they worshiped while they were in chains. And all of the other prisoners who were in there heard all of this. So they knew what was happening. And then all of a sudden, in the middle of the night, there's an earthquake. Okay? And so it's pitch black. There's an earthquake. Their chains fell off. The doors came off their hinges, off their jail cell. And they could have walked right on out of there. I probably would have. I don't know about you guys, but I probably would have. But they didn't. Okay? They chose to stay put. Well, the jailer realized that, oh my gosh, this something huge happened. So he comes running in, and he couldn't see anything at first because it was so dark. He called for lights, and he was just so upset. He was actually going to end his own life because he thought that all the prisoners had escaped, and if they'd escaped, then, well, he's out of a job, and it's just really bad. But Paul goes, whoa, 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 stop. We're all here. And because of that, because Paul and Silas chose to stay, the jailer came to know Jesus Christ, but not just the jailer. It was even, he said, you guys got to come talk to my whole family. The jailer's entire family came to know Jesus because Paul and Silas chose to worship where they were, pray where they were, and then stay. I mean, that's kind of weird. It's probably not a normal reaction. If you're in jail for something that you didn't do, you'd probably want to run off. But it's a really good story, and while it's weird, it's something to remember that no matter where you are, okay, whether you're on the beach, whether you're at home, whether you're even in a jail cell, okay, you're going to be in many different places in your life. You're always going to be able to tell about the love of Jesus no matter where you are. And that's really, again, that's what today's bottom line is, okay? Is that you can share Jesus with others, and it doesn't matter where you are. Guys, I'm going to pray for you, and I want you guys to remember that no matter where you're at, even if you're just at home, you have so many opportunities that you can take to share the love of Jesus even with those around you. God, I just want to thank you so much for each and every one of these kids. God, I pray that you would keep them safe. But God, I just pray that you would help them to show your love no matter where they are, no matter what they're doing. God, I just thank you that we have the opportunity to show the love of Jesus no matter where that we are. It's in your name I pray. Amen.
Wow, so that is some literally earth-shaking good news right there. That's crazy. Almost as good of news as when Jesus Christ died and he rose again. That he didn't stay dead. That when Mary went and visited the tomb, guess what? The stone was rolled away and his body was gone. Such crazy good news, man. That's so awesome. So I know you all are sitting at the edge of your seats waiting and wondering how you can win something today. So listen up. Everybody say top 5. Kind of like first 5, but this is top 5, so listen up. Here are your ways to win a prize. We are going to be giving away 2 Easter baskets filled with some pretty sweet prizes. Like, I'm almost keeping it for myself because they're so stinking cool. And by the way, one of the things is got some pink in it, and pink is like all-time favorite color for me. So, but here's the thing. It's for 1 boy and 1 girl, and here's how it works. So listen up. Make sure you have something to write with. If you don't have something to write with, this will be very helpful. Or you can just simply watch the video again. That'll work too. But here's what you need to know. Each of these 5 things, everybody say 5 things, you must send a video or a picture for evidence to me either by text message or by Facebook by tomorrow. That's Thursday, by tomorrow night at 7 p.m. So all of these things must be sent to me by 7 p.m. tomorrow. Here's the first thing. Everybody say first thing. Take a groupie. Kind of like a selfie, but here's the groupie thing. You've already heard of it. But this is a photo together with your whole family. At least a good handful of your family anyway. But you have to be doing something together. Whether that's eating a meal together. I love chowing down. Could be snack time. Could be having dessert like ice cream. But eating a meal together, or playing a game together, or just having fun doing something, okay? But make sure you take a video or a groupie picture, okay? Number 2, everybody say number 2. Make a funny dance move. I can't floss, so you've all made fun of me for trying to floss here lately. But hey, Multiple times you made fun of me for that one. But make a funny dance move. It can be your own, or if you want to do a Fortnite dance move, I know that's last year already, but you can do whatever funny type of dance move you want to do, or just make your own up. Have someone video you doing this, though, because otherwise it doesn't count. You can't just text me and say, hey, I did one. No, I want to see it because it's hilarious and I want to share it with the world and have everybody else join in and humor with that one. Number 3, everybody say number 3. You need to make up a secret handshake. It can be COVID-19 edition if you want to, so you don't even have to touch each other but pick someone in your house, make up a secret handshake, and it's not going to be secret anymore, obviously, because you're going to share it with everybody else, but have someone video you doing this. Number 4, everybody say number 4. Number 4, here's the most important one. You should be doing this already, I hope, but it's chores. Everybody say chores. Okay, here's what I want you to do. Get caught doing chores around the house. So, hey, have your parent, have somebody take a picture of you doing a chore, have somebody video you doing the chores around the house. Okay, just something short and sweet. Number 5, everybody say number 5. Recite, this is my favorite one. Recite your favorite memory verse. Everybody say memory verse. Pick your favorite memory verse in the Bible, or just pick one out of there, and here's what you're going to do. Recite your favorite memory verse while doing the motions to it. You can use your body, your hands, your head, your toes, whatever you need to do. Okay, do motions to your memory verse, and obviously that one has to be videoed, okay? Okay, so that is it. The first girl and the first boy to get all this to me by 7 p.m. tomorrow, either by my phone at 918-513-2800. If you get it to me there or on Facebook, that first girl and that first boy who get all that to me is going to win the game. Don't worry, I'm going to post this information on our Kids Spring Facebook page too, as well, so you can get that information. I hope you guys had an awesome time today. I hope you peeps are going to enjoy the rest of the week. It's Easter week, baby, and it's going to be fun. So, may the fastest girl and the fastest boy win. Hope it's in your favor. Love you all, and I hope to see you soon.